Do only what will please the Master.
Followers of Franklin Jones are encouraged to send their children to the church's school here in Hunter, New York. The children study not only the usual academics and sports, but also the teachings and works of Da Frijan. Their instruction includes learning about Master Da's miracles, his supernatural power to change the weather, heal the sick. The 16-year-old student believes her infant sister was saved at birth by Franklin Jones' magic touch.
She was just totally lifeless. He put his hand on my sister's stomach and on her head. A silvery white light filled the room, and she started to breathe. And everyone couldn't believe it.
The children believe these stories because adult church leaders believe miracles like this actually happened. And Da Frijan's touch brought her to life.
Everybody who was there witnessed that, yes. She turned pink and she breathed.
To achieve Master Da's state of divine grace, the children are told they must practice his disciplines, including a strict vegetarian diet. However, in 1982, the adults who ran the school decided it would be fun to give the children 14 and older beer and wine. Drunken parties lasted 3 nights. The church now admits that was a mistake, but the action didn't surprise some of the former members.
We started having these drunken nude parties in Los Angeles.
Joseph Kahn joined the cult at age 14 in 1972 and became Franklin Jones' staff photographer for 9 years.
I was 15 years old, and I was essentially encouraged to drink alcohol. My sister, who was 10 at the time, was encouraged to drink alcohol.
My first experience with him, my first encounter, was at a naked party, and where he told me that I was to take my clothes off.
Jessica Constantine said she was only 10 years old when Franklin Jones first told her to strip naked.
And I said no, and I ran out of the room, and somebody had to go get me, and I had to take off my clothes.
I saw him on a number of occasions instruct adults to perform various sexual acts, and they were often unwilling.
Church leaders admit Jones still conducts voluntary sex experiments among his 40 adult followers on Fiji, but youngsters also visit the island, and half a dozen live there permanently.
I was stunned to join in drinking with those kids who range in age from, well, when I was there was from age 4 to 9, and the children drank a hell of a lot more than I did.
Is Da Frijan concerned about the welfare of the children?
Oh, he's concerned about all beings.
Would he allow the children to be exposed to anything that would be harmful to them?
Oh, no, I don't believe so. No, he is very passionate about that. You're told when you are pregnant and giving birth that your children are not yours, that they are the Master's.
The church denies this charge, but critics point out that Jones has gathered a harem of 9 so-called wives with him on Fiji, including a former Playboy centerfold. It's of particular concern to ex-members with children who are still in the cult.
I have a daughter from a previous marriage that's in there that I'm very concerned for, because he is interested in getting younger women in the future.
But you see how you all, in your immaturity, work against me.
We were not allowed to talk to Da Frijan, nor were we permitted on his Fijian island. But Neil Stewart certainly has been there. He's the deputy chairman of BSR Corporation, a high-tech company with 13,000 employees. In 1982, Master Da wanted a remote hermitage, so Stewart bought and donated the $2 million Fijian island. It is part of his total contribution of $3.5 million.
My trip to Fiji, I was fortunate enough to get a long hug from Da Frijan.
Did you talk to Da Frijan on that visit at all, or did you just get a hug?
The hug was totally sufficient. What am I going to say to him? And what is he going to say to me? I mean, he's been talking for years now.
Frijan has been talking for years, and his message is being sold worldwide from church-owned bookstores in Boston, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, and even London, New Zealand, and Australia.
His ambitions, as far as I can see, really know no limit. He wants, all of mankind to be his devotees.
How could he fabricate 45 volumes worth of spontaneous conversation if he was a fake? Read it. Take it seriously.
But critics warn that the real Franklin Jones is carefully edited out of the books and tapes sold to the public, that his messianic speeches and bizarre sexual activities are kept hidden from outsiders. Andrew Parker served on the board of directors.
He's on an isolated, tropical island. The only people there are absolute fanatics. They would literally do anything that he would ask them to do. Frank Jones and Jim Jones may be more of this cut from the same cloth than I had once thought.
Neil Stewart and many others have their only contact with Dr. Friedjohn through his writings, and they believe them as real spiritual teachings. That's the concern of a lot of the ex-members, that these people do not realize where their money is going and what they are supporting.
This is not a commune in
No, not in the sense that everybody...